Hello, Tiffany here with Cards Crafty Creations. So today's project is kind of along the same lines as the one I did last week with the rabbits and the signs. I'm using actually the same paper collection, but I'm using the bird eggs instead, and I'm using a cutting board. This isn't a real cutting board, like you're not going to really use it to cut anything on. It's more like craft wood and more like a craft item, not necessarily a legit kitchen cutting board. So I bought a pack of them. I think it came with like 16 of them, and I glued several of them together to make them a little more sturdy. And I either glued 3 or 4 of them together to get them to be a little more stable. They are not very expensive, so to glue a few of them together isn't really a big deal, and it just makes it feel like a much better quality item to have it a little bit thicker than just 1 or 2. I think I at first glued 3 together and wasn't really happy with how it felt still, so I believe I glued another one on, so I think 4. But anyway, I'm using the same paper collection, and I'm kind of doing the same thing I did last week, except on this one I'm more of a bird theme versus rabbits. But I used some Stampin' Up! Ribbon from my stash and some lace from Hobby Lobby, and then I die cut out some multi-size circles, kind of make it look like a nest, and then I cut out a couple of birds to put in it like the nest. And actually something I did that I hadn't done before and I really liked it was I embossed the paper that I was going to use for the birds first, and so I embossed that and then I die cut it out, so the birds actually have some embossed dimension on them, so they're not just flat pattern paper, not pattern paper, but solid cardstock. They actually have some dimension to them. So I like that idea. I probably will use that plan some more in the future, because like when you have a die cut image that's fairly decent size, it has a lot of surface area, when it's not like a layering die, it just adds more interest for that piece. So but I did do that as well. And so I'm just going to go ahead and continue embellishing this cutting board and catch you up on what I've been up to. So I have been renovating my craft space, and if you haven't seen the video, I do a tour. I did a couple weeks ago, so it's probably a couple weeks ago on my channel, but we are actually finally renovating it. And I don't know if you call it renovating, remodeling, I'm not really sure, but we are doing it. And I've painted all the walls, and we have installed floors. We've actually installed wood floors because our house is has actually original hardwood floors in it, and that room did not. It only had plywood and carpet, and so we took that out and we installed wood floors ourselves. And it was a learning experience, but we did it and it looks so good. We installed them and stained them and sealed them, and so that's what we've been doing. And I painted all the furniture in my room. I have had many different pieces of furniture, so I had a 9-piece entertainment center that I painted, and I had a 2-piece hutch and a filing cabinet, and all of the furniture I put wood carvings on. So I bought like wood carving embellishments, and I glued them onto the furniture, and then I painted them, and then I waxed them in gold wax. So the furniture came out really nice, but I had like 12 pieces of furniture to paint, and painting furniture is not the funnest thing in the world. Lots to tape off, lots to take off, lots to many coats to put on, and it's exhausting, but it was so worth it how it came out. If you do want to see the progress of our craft room, I didn't do a video just because it takes a long time to shoot videos like that, and I'm not really that skilled at like the multiple angles and all that. So I've just been taking pictures and posting them on my Instagram and Facebook account. So if you want to see the progress, how it's going, and the furniture that I did, you can find it on there. I also bought some window clings that are like flowers in like a field kind of aesthetic, and I put that with some butterflies on all of the glass parts of the entertainment center. And then I did on my hutch, I did like a privacy privacy window cling on those glass pieces so you could see through it, but not everything that's in that hutch. So it kind of will just keep, I think, my craft space looking a little more tidy, to not see all the things that are put in there that are like mismatched and stuff. But I find that the entertainment center and the hutch is actually a really good storage option. I know a lot of crafters do IKEA furniture in their craft room, and it's great for uniformity, and a lot of those pieces are built for kind of what crafters use. But I'm more of a vintage aesthetic, and I like things that are actually more vintage furniture and stuff. So that's why I went the route of using a hutch and an entertainment center, because they have lots of kind of wood characteristics to them. And then when I added all the wood carvings to it, it just added that much more character to the pieces. So those are all done. So last night after work, we stained the floor, and let me just say, like, I overestimated the amount of energy that I would have after work, because it's not the same amount of energy that I had after work when I was in my 30s. And my husband and I, when we were sealing the floor or staining the floor yesterday, only got like 5 feet into the floor, and we're like, oh my gosh, I'm beat already. How am I gonna get the room is like 24 feet long. We had a long way to go, and we were already pooped before we only got 5 feet in. So it's like we worked all day and then thought we were gonna just go stain this floor and it'd be a piece of cake, easy breezy. And it's like, no, it wasn't. It was a lot of work. And then like later that night, it's like, man, my hips are hurting. Like, what's happened? And then I'm like, oh yeah, I was crawling on the floor for over an hour, scooting across the floor and bending over and in all kinds of weird positions while you're staining the floorboards. So anyways, that was a lesson learned. Like, my body isn't as agile and capable as it once was. It's not the worst. I'm not old, but I'm older than I think I am. So anyways, that was interesting. And then I sealed it today, one coat at lunch and then one coat at night. And so yeah, tomorrow morning I'll be finishing that up. But I guess that's all I have to say right now, because the video is almost over. So I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please like and subscribe. And if you want to see more videos like this, check out what else I have, and then I will have this on my Etsy shop along with some other things. So yeah, anyways, next week hopefully I'll have a good update that my craft room's back in order, because I am ready to craft. It's been almost a month since I've crafted, and I am having some withdrawals, and I have some ideas I gotta do and some projects I need to finish. So anyways, hope you liked it, and if I see you again next week, bye.